Hey, I'm Jeremy from Showtime Customs, Showtime0012 on Instagram. Make sure to give me a follow. We're going to talk a little bit about the LeBron line. For me, the LeBron line started out as just a shoe to play basketball in. So 2003, I was walking around the old Nike outlet in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. I found a pair of these for $39.99. I picked them up, beat them to death. Loved them, liked the shoe. It was clean on court, but never really wore it casually, not until later on. So for me, the first shoe that kind of got the hype, I bought the 6s, the 7s. I think I had a pair of 4s at one point that I played ball in, but for me, it never was really wearing casual. I think I wore the 7s a couple times casual, but for me, the big one that kind of changed the game was this shoe. The LeBron South Beach. For me, I didn't know it was going to hit like it was. You know, I was used to camping out for Jordans. I was, especially the 11s and stuff like that. But for these, I had looked at these online a couple of times, and I thought, I'm just going to go to Foot Locker, pick them up like we always do. And I got to Foot Locker probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were gone. So we've all had that feeling where we're just devastated by a shoe that sold out. And I looked at the resale. Actually, this shoe probably got me into customizing sneakers more than any. I had a pair of Jordan 2011s at the time. I bought them used off of a friend or something like that. And I got to looking at the shoe. It had the black suede upper. It had a patent leather lower. Didn't realize how patent leather was going to take paint at the time, so I just painted it right on top of it, and I actually wore it on my first flight to Miami. So a couple people looked at it. I think I put the shoe away, and the next time I wore it, I actually sold it off my feet and drove home barefoot. So I still didn't have my South Beach fix, and the next part of that story kind of takes me to Nike ID. 2010, they decided to, or not 2010, the South Beach, or the LeBron 10, they decided to do Nike ID. So I had been customizing a little bit, made a little bit of money, and I decided Nike was going to give me what I wanted. They were going to give me a South Beach LeBron. And I like it, but the finish is metallic. And you know, I did like that what we do in life echoes in eternity. We got that on there. I put a 12. That's always been my lucky number. I think I bought a lace lock somewhere that someone probably made in China. I don't know. And and it's broken. So, but I got this shoe, enjoyed it. I wore it a lot. Made sure to dye the sole once it turned yellow. And funny thing about this adventure, the South Beach has always kind of fueled my creativity. This pair of shoes got dyed with Dark Knight official sole dye, and I saw that it took the dye, it wears really well, and from there I'm actually sponsored by Dark Knight official. That has 100 wears on it, and it still looks pretty good. So I really like those. Still didn't have my South Beach fix. Sometimes, you know, we go around and we buy and we buy and we buy, trying to replace the shoe that we didn't get. So at the time, the market was way out of my price range. I stuck with these, but I still wanted something else, which brought me back to the 9s. I'm on eBay late one night, and I found these. I looked over at my wife, and I was like, I'm getting these, is this cool? And for those of you out there that are wondering about it, always ask when she's halfway asleep. She usually will say, yeah, go ahead. So I got these, love this shoe, probably my favorite in the line, to be honest. Now that I have the 8s, I don't know, it's just so clean. I like the gray, the mint green on the swoosh. A lot of people don't even notice that because it has so much else going on. And I don't know, everybody wears them with pink laces, but I've always been different. I love the the green lace on that one. So, which brings me to the South Beach 8s, or back to the South Beach 8s. I was able to secure a pair of the South Beach 8s last summer. It was almost the end of the school year, and I'm a teacher, so I was looking online and I found this pair that had some damage on the toe, and it didn't look too bad in the eBay pictures. You got to watch that. When I bought them, when they came in, there was a huge chunk and they had kind of got away from it. So I challenged myself to fix it. Everything else on the shoe looked pretty good, and the toe is, if I have them on, you don't notice it. They're an 11.5. I think I got them for $300 even shipped, everything, so felt like that was a good deal, especially this time last year. And I fixed them up. But the cool thing about this, I get an email from my other sponsor, which is Jacquard Products. Jacquard Products sent me an email. They were getting ready to do a sneaker series, and I don't know that I could get rid of this pair for the simple reason that the sneaker series Miami was mixed based on this shoe. So when it dries, it's dead on. It brought it back up. So LeBron went down to Cleveland a couple weeks ago, and he's been doing this LeBron watch, which I can't stop watching. The Griffies last night were amazing. I love the shoebox orange ones. I don't know. I think every time I see one, I fall in love with them. But the Air Max 95 ones, the orange, are pretty clean too. I like those. The Volt, I wish they would have done the shades. But anyway, this has been sitting around. I've touched up people's shoes with it. I've added it to my own shoes. I think the Air Max 90 or Air Max 87 premiums, the Air Max 1 that had Atmos, I used this color a couple of times. It's always been one of my favorite colors because I'm a 90s kid. So like this color, it just, I don't know, my childhood, if it was in a color, it'd be Miami Vice. So the other night, LeBron is down in Miami, and before the game, he tweets out that they are for him only. And my heart was broken because he needs to give me a pair of these. But if you can't get them, moral of the story, I make them. So I got my pair. I went ahead and ordered the graffitis and some pink laces and Miami Vice. Now the problem is these don't have a swoosh. I got a delay in the mail. Mosh actually posted his pair. He has the white outline painted, the black swoosh painted on the turquoise, but he didn't it's stitched. I looked at we have too much high definition right now. I've been zooming in on it. It's stitched. I actually cut the swoosh off of a older sneaker, and it's been secured on there. It's not coming off. And then we dyed the sole. When this fades and wears in, should be the perfect color like the bronze were. So there's 3 pairs that I know of, 3 people that own the South Beach 15. King James himself, Mosh, I'm guessing either him or his customer. And for myself, for a few minutes, it was me. But we're going to hand these over to the leader of the crew. He messaged me instantly. I made sure to tag him. 859's own Dalton is gonna be rocking these. So if you see them in the streets, they're Showtime customs. Hopefully he'll do something funky with the laces, and I'm gonna turn them over to him because they'll be in good hands. So hit me up on Instagram at Showtime0012.